Hey ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my top 10 favorite fragrances for the summer of 2017. This is going to be my niche list, so stay tuned to find out what fragrances are going to keep me smelling fresh this summer. Now, I want to start things off by saying that this is a list that is comprised of fragrances that are in my collection, so I am sure there are a ton of fragrances out there that you would probably put into your personal list. I have a collection of about 850 fragrances. There are a lot of fragrances that I do not own, so this is just based off of the ones that I do own. Also, I live in New Jersey, so it goes anywhere between 70 degrees Fahrenheit to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So there are some cooler days in the summer, but I'm gonna be going over the fragrances that I'm the most excited to wear this summer. So without further ado, no honorable mentions, let's get it started. And we're gonna kick things off with my number 10. My number 10 is a fragrance that I acquired recently. It was sent to me by the company, or by the perfumer I should say, and this one by Gallagher Fragrances is called Amongst Waves. It has a lot of fruity notes, it has honeydew, it has green apple. This fragrance smells like juicy fruit gum. It's aquatic, it's fresh, it's citrusy, but it also has a sweetness to it that I really like. So I plan on wearing this one on the cooler days of the summer. Number 9 on my list is a fragrance by the company Zegna, and I know this is a designer company, but they also have a more upscale fragrance line that's a bit more expensive. They have their standard men's line, which include fragrances like Uomo, several of its flankers, Z by Zegna, several of those flankers. This is one of the more upscale fragrances. It's called Acqua di Bergamote. I'm so happy that I finally have this one in my collection. It's fresh, it's citrusy, but it has a refined quality too. Next one on this list is another one that I absolutely love. It's a fragrance that I would probably wear in the more upscale scenarios. This is the classiest fragrance on this list, and it's by Bottega Veneta, and it's called Parco Palladiano 5, Roman numeral 5, so the V. This one smells like Guerlain's vetiver, a bit soapier, a bit cleaner, if you can believe that. And it was composed by Daniela Andrié, who has done all of Prada's fragrances. So it has that traditional soapy quality in there that I absolutely love. Number 7 on this list is a tried and true fragrance. I have had this for many years. I actually have 2 bottles of this in my collection. And from the House of Creed, it's called Virgin Island Water. If you want to smell like a pina colada, this is the fragrance that you have to wear. The next one on this list is a fragrance that I'm recently getting into. It's not going to be for everyone, but if you give it a shot, if you like this style of fragrances, you will fall in love. It's by Parfum Cortana, and it's called Digitalis. This is a line of fragrances that are based on poisonous flowers. And this one, Digitalis, yes, it has a floral vibe, but it's also salty, beachy. It has a tropical feel to it. It does become a little metallic, but it's one of the quirkiest fragrances on this list. It's also one of my favorites. So I'm gonna leave this right here. Make sure to check it out. Next one on this list is by far one of the freshest fragrances that I have ever come across. It's comparable with Xerjoff's Neo. This one by Commodity, it's called Bergamote. It smells exactly what it sounds like, one of the freshest citrus fruits on the planet. The next one on this list, we're getting close to the top now. This has been in my niche list for a long time now, and it just goes to show you that some of these fragrances that I loved 2, 3, 4 years ago, I am still in love with even to this day. This one by Labo is called Bergamote 22. Actually, I put these two side by side because there are days when I don't know which one I want to wear. I like them both just as much, so make sure to give both of them a try to see which one you will prefer, but they're both very good. I can't really say I like one more than the other. That's another thing about this list too. Depending on what fragrance I'm in the mood for, my number 10 can easily become my number 1 and vice versa. Number 3 on this list is another fresh fragrance. This fragrance is named after the 2 individuals who helped design Central Park in Manhattan. This one is by the digital-only brand Fleur, and it's called Olmsted and Vaux. This is green, it's grassy, it's citrusy. There's also a sophisticated quality about it, just like the Bottega Veneta scent, but this one is just done so well and it smells so natural. This is one where you really have to go out there, give it a try for yourself to see what everyone is talking about. Number 2 on this list is a fragrance that I'm sure has been number one in previous lists, but it's one of those fragrances where there are times when I'm in the mood to wear it. There are times when it does fall back on my list just a little bit, but I always come back to it because it's one of the most rewarding scents. There's never been a time when I sprayed this fragrance on and I regretted it. And that happens a lot, where I spray a fragrance on, I'm like, man, let me go take a shower. I changed my mind. I don't want to wear this anymore. Never happened with this scent. This one by Amouage is called Reflection for Men. And this one has pimento pepper. It has a little bit of rose, if I'm not mistaken. It has a lot of neroli. It's bright, it's incensey, it's woodsy, it's citrusy, it's a little floral, it's exotic, but it's fresh. And then here we have my number one. If you've watched any of my summer lists, you know that this fragrance is one of my favorites. It's by Alberto Morillas, who is the same individual who brought you Acqua di Gio by Armani. This one does not smell like Acqua di Gio by Armani, but I love that this fragrance is so bold, it's aggressive, it's unfiltered, it's dominant, it's raw, it's uncut. It's such an amazing and incredible fragrance. And if you like the drink mojito, you will love this fragrance. This one by Eau d'Italie is called Acqua Decima. This is citrus, it's mint, it's green, it's a breath of fresh air. It's so uplifting. This is summertime in a bottle for me. This reminds me of sitting in my backyard on my sectional couch with my feet rested on the fire pit with a mojito in my hand, just listening to good music. Sun is shining down. Not a care in the world. I'm off from work. This is vacation in summertime in a bottle. If you have not tried this one after it made number one in my list last year, I'm sorry, but this is one that you have to sample, especially if you're a fan of 1861 Renaissance by Xerjoff, because they're both in the same family. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. These were my top 10 favorite summer fragrances for 2017. This is my niche list. Of course, I do have a designer list coming out very soon, so don't forget to subscribe. Also, remember to enable notifications by clicking on the bell. This way you never miss any of my future content. Remember, I smell well so you can smell good, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone.